Brad, what is rock and roll really? You know, what is rock and roll nowadays? What's left, if you wish? You know.
Well, I don't know. This is going to be just my own personal opinion because everyone, it's subjective to each particular personality, and so it should be. But you know, the problem with it is it's become so much of a mainstream culture.
You're right.
And rock and roll, to me, I mean, you know, it's kind of Elvis Presley is a good microcosm, like little microcosm for like how he became out. You know, started out as a total rebel.
Yeah.
And became, you know, kind of a lounge singer at the end. You know, very popular, and you know, it's like you'll look around all the time and see like everybody wants to be rock and roll, quote unquote rock and roll, and like it's not even so much about being, you know,
a musician. And
even that, it's like you know, I can talk about how like you know the lack of innovation really as far as like on the musical end of it. It's like, you know, what do? Rap or hardcore? You know, it's like, you know, it's very homogenous in that regard here in San Diego. It's like, you know, if you play punk rock, I guess that like you're supposed to play like hardcore, 1 2 blah, 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 fuck you too, blah 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 blah. You know, and it's like that was kind of over in the 80s too, you know, and it's like it's kind of like so I don't know what really rock and roll is doing now. I just know that like it's kind of become very similar to how it was in the 70s when punk rock started. It's like kind of like there's about 4 different kinds. You've got your rap, you've got your like rappy hardcore like rock rap, and you've got like, you know, what classic rock, and I don't even know what the 4th one would be, but it's like it's become, to be honest with you, as very much as it was in the 70s when punk rock started, it's become really friggin' boring. It's like, you know, I don't know, it's like I don't know, again, become homogenous, and people, it's, you know, I don't know, it seems like things are more repressed, and there's more repression and
I know.
Conservatism in a way, you know. It's like very, you know, become, you know, don't do anything weird because, you know, that won't be accepted, because, you know, I know it's such a familiar thing now, as where it wasn't, you know, at one time. It was kind of threatening and new and exciting and weird, and now it's kind of like, you know, and I don't know if that's so much to do with the fact that it's so commonplace, and it's been just the concept has been around so long, so much as it's just like so many people have a different opinion as to, you know, what it should be and is and blah blah blah. Because is it a culture? Is it a fashion thing? Or is it like, you know, is it like my Hot Topic, you know, punk rock uniform that I got, or at the mall, or is it, you know, my Green Day record, or is it my, you know, which is so new and original that all my friends have it too, and you know, or is it my drum circle that I go do at, and assert my individuality with like a circle of my like-minded friends. I mean, it's like, you know, I think that really, and that's what I try to do in Phantom Ratio, is pretty much just like, you know, I don't really think it's going to be hard for me to, like, my mind to function in a really typically traditional way when it comes to creatively writing stuff. So I don't really think, you know, I didn't like approach this whole project thinking, oh, I want it to be this, I want it to be that. It's just like, you know, we're gonna kick some ass and play some rock and roll, you know, punk rock style, but like, you know,
that's the spirit.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and screw all. There's not going to have a label on it. It's like we're not the prettiest band, but like, you know, we got other attributes. We're more of a working band than a playing band. You know, it's like we don't so much say what we're going to do as much as do it.
Let's go out and take some action, huh? I can understand what you mean. All right, Brad. Any memories from your gig here with Wipers in Athens a long time ago?
Yeah, yeah. I always remember. I think it was the second one.
Yeah.
And Stella sent me a picture of the one, and I was like wearing that some ridiculous iron cross and a polka dotted short sleeve woman's shirt. And I do remember that I had been working really hard. I've always done like labor and picking things up and picking heavy things up, moving them, sending back down again, and doing that repetitively ad infinitum for years. And so I, at one time I was about 24, I had a back injury where I fell out of a window on 2 stories onto a slab of concrete and laid there all night. And that's a whole other story. We can get into it some other point. But long story longer is I had, we would do, say, Youth of America. But as you remember, we would play sets for like an hour and a half of hard driving Wipers music, and just like be like all my clothes, all our clothes, and all of us, just drenched in sweat. But 2 things I remember is my back started to really hurt, and I bent over backwards,
Come on.
and I snapped up really fast. I lost my balance, and I think I fell over. And I tried to get up, and because I felt my guitar cords, like the tension go out of it and pull against the amp. And I got up and tried to turn around, and as I saw the amp falling, and also I also remember that there was like a near riot. And I was like, why is this? I mean,
I can't remember, Brad. Yeah, you're right. I can't remember the reason. Yeah, you're right.
And a lot of spitting. It's like, hey, to all you kids out there, spitting, it's not cool.
Yeah, like the early days of punk rock, in a way.
Yeah, but it was like 20 years too late.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right,
I understand that, like,
you're right.
trying to find an expression, but that's not right.
Brad, thank you very much for your time. It was my pleasure.
I hope to see you at some point.
Me too, my friend. Hope to see you here in Athens for a gig with Phantom Radio. All right.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye, take care.
Bye for now.